My name is Peggy Mangiafort. I'm the regent for the Rockford chapter of the DAR. We welcome our special guests and friends, the Marine Corps Detachment, the Girl Scouts, the Cub Scouts, and the Boy Scouts, and our special guest, Colonel David Draeger. Today we're here to give honor to our flag. It's a symbol of freedom, the hope always there in good times and bad. It never fails us, it's dependable, provides us with a life that we can enjoy, to laugh, to live, and to love. Our ceremony will now begin. The Marine Corps lead the Rockford Detachment, Girl Scout Troop Mariner Ship 361, Boy Scout Troop 32, and Cub Scout Pack Troop 207 will present the colors. Please stand and salute the flag. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Troop 32, Pack 207 and 36. You may be dismissed. It's now my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Colonel David R. Draeger, U.S. Army retired. Colonel Draeger is a Rockford native, being born here and spent his childhood here. His 30-year Army career includes 2 deployments to Bosnia and 3 combat tours: Gulf War, Desert Shield Storm, /Storm, and the Middle East/Iraq. He was a military police officer and served both the airborne and heavy division units. Colonel Draeger holds both a Bachelor of Science and Master of Arts in Law Enforcement Administration from Western Illinois University and is a graduate of the University of Illinois Police Training Institute. He also holds a master's degree in strategic studies from the U.S. Army War College. Quite a resume. Colonel Draeger has been awarded the Defense Superior Service Medal, 2 Legion of Merits, and the Bronze Star. He is currently the Senior Army Instructor of Junior ROTC program at Auburn High School. I present Colonel Draeger.
Well, it's an honor to be here today. Isn't this a beautiful day? Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? We've got Marines, we've got Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, we've got sailors. Man, this is way cool. It's such a beautiful day. Okay. Thank you for your service. What a beautiful thing to say. In the United States, Flag Day is celebrated on 14 June. It commemorates the adoption of the flag of the United States, which, according to Wikipedia, happened on that day in 1777 by resolution of the Second Continental Congress. It's also interesting to note that 14 June is the Army's birthday. I had to put that in there. Here are some more Wikipedia Flag Day facts. In 1916, President Woodrow Wilson issued a proclamation that officially established 14 June as Flag Day. In 1949, National Flag Day was established by an act of Congress. The official statute on Flag Day is actually found in Title 36 of the U.S. Code. Flag Day is not an official federal holiday. It is at the President's discretion, however, to officially proclaim its observance. The week of 14 June is designated as National Flag Week. During National Flag Week, the President can issue a proclamation urging U.S. citizens to fly the American flag for the duration of that week, when the flag can be displayed on all government buildings. And many organizations, states, communities, etc. hold parades and events in celebration of America's National Flag Day and everything it represents. I run JROTC for Rockford Public Schools, RPS 205. JROTC uses the standards, values, and ethics, service values, to teach students life skills and make them better citizens. Our program in Rockford is taught out of Auburn High School. 3 years ago, not long after I started teaching, the high school principal decided to reestablish saying the Pledge of Allegiance every morning before school. I thought that was great. He asked me to do some research, so I did. I did some online research and found some information on homeschoolpool.info. I shared it with the principal, and I still use it when discussing with both students and parents why we say the Pledge of Allegiance every day. Here are some excerpts from that site. What does the Pledge of Allegiance mean? I pledge. A pledge is a promise. Allegiance. Allegiance means loyalty to the flag. The flag is a symbol of our country. You are promising to be loyal to our flag, to our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. This means that you promise to honor responsibilities that you have to our country, the United States, which may include voting, service in our armed forces, be informed about the state of the country, and important things like that. And to the Republic. A republic is a place where people get to vote and to make choices about their leaders and what rules everyone's supposed to follow, for which it stands. The flag of the United States is a symbol for what we stand for. One nation, the United States, through its 50 states, work together to be strong under God. The phrase is intended to show that a higher power both blesses and looks positively on the type of place that the United States is. Indivisible. Our country cannot be separated. Our country is strong and cannot be broken up for any reason. With liberty. Liberty means freedom. In the United States, we are able to make choices. And justice. Justice means fairness. This country does its best to ensure that everything is fair for all people. Nobody is favored over another. For all. For everyone. I think that's a pretty good rundown of the pledge. Having said that, I must also say that to me, the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag, a pledge to our flag, is really much simpler than that. To me, the Pledge of Allegiance is simply a promise to serve. To serve our great country with a sense of service that is greater than self. Last Veterans Day, I was asked to speak at an event. While doing some research for that talk, I came across a transcript of a speech delivered on 23 May 2013 by Marine General John F. Kelly, then Commander of U.S. Southern Command. On that day, he spoke about Memorial Day and its meaning. I believe his comments are also spot on for this day. Here's a few pieces of what General Kelly said. First, a few statistics to ponder. There are 25 million living American veterans. Since General George Washington commanded the Continental Army, 42 million Americans have served the colors. A million have been killed in its defense. Another 1.5 million have been wounded. Some will try to make them out to be victims, but they are not victims. They knew what they were about, and they were doing what they wanted to do. We who are serving and have served demand not to be categorized as victims. Those with less of a sense of service never understand it when the strong and committed men and women stand tall and firm against evil. Just as they can't begin to understand the price paid so that they and their families can sleep safe and free at night. Every veteran and the loving families who supported them and feared for them every day, however, do understand. Well, I think that Marine summed up service and serving something greater than self, like our flag, like our nation, pretty well. Thank you for your service. What a beautiful thing to say. I often have people who I've never met come up to me and say, "Thank you for your service." Then I say to them, "Thank you for yours. For you all serve if we serve for the right reason." We are, all of us in this great nation, teammates. On my uniform, it says U.S. Army. U.S. stands for us. The U.S. Army, like the U.S. Navy, like the U.S. Marine Corps, like the U.S. Air Force, like the U.S. Coast Guard, is us. You are us. And if we, all Americans, doctor, lawyer, fireman, policeman, teacher, tradesman, soldier, serve our flag and our nation for the right reason, then we all serve each other. Let me share something deeply personal with you. It defines where I find the strength to still serve our flag and our nation every single day. The Dragers are a Gold Star family. A Gold Star is one who's lost a family member in war, or as a result of war. Considering our audience today, I will not go into much detail on this. Briefly, however, in 2005, the Drager family lost one of its own. I can tell you that having a fallen soldier in your family will really affect how you look at things, and as a commissioned officer in the United States Army, it'll really sharpen your leadership vision. My last deployment was to Afghanistan in 2011. I was there a year. While there, following our family's loss, I did a lot of soul searching. I prayed my way through the search. I kept asking Him what to do when I got back home. One thing I did see clearly: there was something different about many in the great generation of soldiers I was serving with. For many of our young, something was not spot on. Something was off-center. Something was simply broken. Don't get me wrong, we still had the greatest army the world had ever known. Our NCOs and officers were still worldwide without compare. Our leadership was solid, and we, as always, had troopers in our ranks that movies are still made of. But many in this new generation were challenged, almost haunted by something. Many of them had more tattoos than wit or motivation. Many of them lacked spark, drive, enthusiasm. Many of them just seemed depressed. Between 2011 and 2012 in Afghanistan, while the Army suicide rate was through the roof, I just did not see the lean, mean Army I grew up in, had raised a family in, had fallen in love with some 30 years earlier. I clearly saw the result of that same missing something again when I returned from Afghanistan and then was assigned as a casualty notification officer. I then had to go out and tell others that someone in their family was gone. The Army is the melting pot of America, and in it you can see many things. Truth is, there was nothing wrong with America's Army, its institutions, its standards, its leadership. There was, however, something wrong, missing in much of America's youth. So where came the miss? Again, for deeply personal and professional reasons, I paid close attention to the miss. What was missing? I have a premise about America. You can agree with it or not. It's not politically correct. I don't care. America has gone from a faith-based to a secular society. In doing so, many in a young generation have lost the values, standards, and ethics that once defined our greatest generation. Let me share a teaching point I often use with my cadets at Auburn. We must be teammates, all of us, everyone, because when it's all about me turns into I. And when things go bad, and they will, I can get depressed. And when I get depressed, it's easy to hurt myself. U.us stands for us. We are all here for each other. When we have us, through serving something greater than me, like flag, like country, I am way less likely to get depressed. I want to share one more thing with you that I hope will drive home my point on what needs to be fixed in our great country right now. What follows is part of an email I wrote my War College seminar mates after our family's loss, after my last Afghan deployment, after casualty notification duty, after retirement, and after taking over JROTC for Rockford Public Schools. Shipmates, during my time in the Army, we survived the Cold War. We kicked some bad guys out of Panama and some other hot and drier places. And then came OIF, OEF, and the suicide rates. The fat, the tats, and the depression. What happened? What happened to our ethics, our standards, our values our youth has on citizenship? Us has been replaced by me. Team replaced by I. Hard work replaced by entitlement. America's changing. That's what happened. Many of our young troopers are missing something. Where came the miss? Well, I believe it came from home. Middle-class parents that buy too much house and work harder at trying to pay off an upside-down mortgage than they do at being parents. Parents on drugs who legally smoke pot in some of our states. Alcoholism, crack, and worse. You talking to me has replaced, yes, sir. Many, and I mean many of my students come from messed up homes. And I mean messed up. Most in the projects have iPhones. I'm still trying to figure that out. Yes, it's darn near impossible to help all of them. So, we help them one at a time. At Auburn, we in JROTC ever continue to help our cadets one at a time. We have made a dent in the miss. A cadet out of our program is now attending West Point. A cadet out of our program is now on an Army State ROTC scholarship at Western Illinois University. One of our cadets is attending Eastern Illinois University's ROTC program. This year, a cadet in our program obtained a 4-year Air Force ROTC scholarship at University of Illinois. This year, a cadet out of our program obtained a 4-year, fully funded ROTC scholarship to Wheaton. That's over $50K a year. This year, 2 cadets in our program, through Marine Corps delayed entry, are now competing in the Marine Corps Navy ROTC program. And although we can't recruit, we have coached and mentored others to join the ranks of the regular Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, and National Guard, where their higher education through honorable service will be paid for. All these kids, prior to JROTC, did not have a clue on what their future looked like. They all have bright futures now. Oh, and one of the best success stories, one of our kids, first year I taught, was the first kid in his whole family to ever graduate from high school. You see, all that thinking and praying downrange turned into something. I am continuing to serve our flag and our nation right where the good Lord wants me to. We all can. We all can. America must get back to the basics. Vince Lombardi used to tell us Packers that their priorities were God, family, and the Green Bay Packers. There was a time when America's values were God, family, work, in that order. Today, values and priorities in America are a mess. If you turn God, family, work upside down and throw entitlements in the mix, you have a mess. Welcome to what we must all work on now. So, what can we all do? How can we all continue to serve our flag and our nation right where we are at now? We can get involved. We can volunteer. We can do a community service project with our kids or grandkids. We can join or support a great veteran service organization like the VFW, the American Legion. We can take our families to church on Sunday. Most importantly, we can make sure that our time-tested family and community traditions are honored and remain pillars of strength in our homes and in our hometowns. President Reagan said, "You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We will preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we will sentence them to take the first step into 1,000 years of darkness. If we fail, at least let our children and our children's children say of us, we justified our brief moment here. We did all that could be done." President Kennedy said, "It's not what your country can do for you. It's what you can do for your country." And Gandhi said, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." Yes, we are the U.S. We are us. We, us, all serve if we serve our flag and our nation for the right reasons. As we look at and honor our beautiful flag, to which it stands, let's all serve each other, our families, our communities, America. Let's do what's right by our God, our family, and those we serve with. Let's manage our time smart so that we have time for those we love and those that love us most. Let's spend time with our families, work, and play with them. Let's love others more than us. Let's love most those who love us. Let's do what can be done for others. Let's get our priorities straight and always serve something greater than self. Our God, our family, our nation, our community, our families. If we do these things, then those who have come before us, our parents, our grandparents, and others from that greatest generation, if gone now, will look down at all of us, with pride and say, "Thank you for your service."
Colonel Drager, for such an inspiring message. Having been in education for 37 years, I know and saw a lot of that and appreciated those that were successful from gentlemen as Colonel Drager. Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask our honorary regent, Ines Brewster, to come forward and lead us in God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America.
Again, I thank you for all attending our celebration of the flag today. Enjoy our refreshments. They're flagged for the children. We also have the flag code that you're certainly welcome to take with. Our hostesses have done a beautiful job with our refreshments. Please join us. Have some fellowship and remember our flag. It serves us well. And we thank you all veterans for your service. Thank you.